goodness, we've got two 2s, we've got a 1.5, I think that'll be a 1. Now what I want you to see, I'm going to do a succession of demos now very quickly because I want to get on still making before lunch, is sizes and weights. It's the amount of clay that's involved in going into a base or a plate or a dish or a pasta dish that you have to leave, enabling you to basically turn a good foot and wire it through healthily, as well as probably maintain a curve if you want one rather than just a standard flat plate. So let's go for a kilo and we'll see what sort of general size we get. Again, I'm throwing on a back main, so let's see what happens this time.
So be prepared to catch it.
Yeah, watch out.
That's it, curling up. I mean, again, if we're going up a size of the clay, really ensure that the clay is even and well wedged. This is the point where it really will start to give you problems as soon as we go up to sizes and weights. Now, look how I'm using the blade of my right hand to start flattening out the pad. Okay, flattening out. Now let's see how big a pad that goes to about an inch. Do you see there? And you've got to spend the time compressing it. You've really got to put that time in. Keeping the centre point nice and compressed. Also, at this point, you've got to ensure that these are rounded. Because if you've got a flat ball of clay going onto there, you could trap a bubble there, and that's going to start showing itself around now as we're flattening off the base. So you can see we've got a kilo there. Not much at all. Let's go in, pulling that out, flattening that off. Claw grip, thumb. Pop in, up. Can you see that? You'll pop in and up. Watch out for your fingers on the inside, so you don't squeeze too much on the inside. Now, I'm using a curved rib because I want a gently curving plate. You could use a square one if you wanted a square corner on the plate, but again, all this keeping up, thinning it and tapering it, you see? Tucking in the thumb, tapering up. Now then, one of the key points with making plates and bowls is this rim. You want to form the bowl, or this edge, so it's being thrown outwards, not thrown up and folded down. Does that make sense? If you fold down, it can start to be weak, whereas if it's thrown at the angle of shape, it tends to have a lot more support. So I'm just bringing that out a little bit, and now I'm pinching. There we go, just throwing that up. Fantastic. Really nice. Compress the rim, really taping it in so it looks nice and thin. My fingertips are constantly adjusting this inside curve, so again I can feel a good taper. Shallow, really fold the tool down. I've got a variety of little right angle bits of wood which you can go tidily underneath without affecting the curve. I've got a little bit of clay I'm riding up in there. I'm just going to gather it up with my thumb. Can you see that? Yeah. It's a little red. Yeah. I'm going to gather that up with my thumb. There we go. Integrate that into the wall a little bit more. All happening with the feel of the claw grip. So it just gently tapers it out. There we go. Lovely. So now we've got most of the hard work done. I'm going to clean up the back. And now we work for the shape. Again, I'm using fresh water on the kidney. Tips of the finger underneath. Wonderful. See, I still need the thickness to press down, do you see? Yeah? If that's too narrow, chamois on the rim. There we go, gently smooth that off. And you can keep on adjusting, but just remember if your clay is a white clay or a porcelain, or it's quite soft, you start running the risk of every time you work on it, you're flaring out more and more and more. But again, we want this finished surface quality, do you see? It's much more pleasant. So,
Nice shot for taking home that one.
okay, wetting that on, pop it on. Okay. Again, a little bit of a push, really, help it compress onto the sponge. So this is our 1.5. So we've sort of got a fairly large size plate out of the kilo there. So I'm going to go for, I suppose, a classic sort of pasta dish, 1.5. Ooh, this is quite badly wedged. So we're going on up and we're going down. Instantly you're going up a size, so your hands expand in the way they grip the clay. So rather than becoming bunched in, they sort of, you can be a bit looser on the width of your fingers. There we go, as you're holding the clay. Now, when we go up to a size, there is an issue here about how easy it is to flatten and expand this pad of clay. Yeah, because it can start getting tricky depending on the size of our hands, depending on the weight of the clay, and how easy it is to pull open. What I'm now going to start employing is the heel of my right hand. Okay, you need this well lubricated, and I'm going to go in, down here with the heel, and push out to a level. So very, very strong grip. Look, woof. Do you see? It's very useful when you get to a certain size. You see how it's not centered? Not a problem. Go back in, grip with the claw. There we go. Okay, and then we spend time with the base, pressing it down, fingertips constantly working back and forth, getting the thickness right again. If you've got any doubt of the thickness, check it with a needle. Teach your eye what you're seeing. Constantly working on depth. You can start to employ all sorts of wooden ribs now. This is when this sort of curve starts coming into play. We can start to really put in a more nice, flat, even compression. Go down a bit more. That's better. Using the pad of the finger, just always taping it. I don't want to go too thin here, you see. Even if you're going flat, I would suggest you keep it like this until you really want it to be flat. It's easy to flatten this bit out, but if you go too far down here and not in the middle, you're in problems. Yeah, there we go. Now again, switching back to the claw down. Pressing, see, I've instantly compressed it. It's like two fingers in one, but a larger version. Yeah? Claws going here, gathering up, lift. Do you see? Don't want to make it too thin. Tucking in with the thumb, gathering that up. Again, I don't want to make it too thin. Lovely. We've got the thickness, so I can keep on with the curve. That's lovely.
That's quite a nice shape, Bill, as it is. I quite like that. The square.
Yeah,
That's lovely.
see I'm working the curve, constantly leaving the thickness to get myself a lovely curve, a lovely compressed shape. Now, let's start with another lift. Let's gather up the clay. I'm looking at the mess on the outside and I'm thinking, yeah, okay, let's just tidy that bit up before I do a lift. Pop in, make sure that that's well coated. Top of the thumb. Now I'm sensing the tape of the wall. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now I'm going to really bring that out. Got a lot of clay to play with there. Lovely, scooping that out.
That actually from the inside as a ball.
Yeah. Now I'm getting my fingertips in, starting the rim and compressing that. Do you see? I'm just folding it, just starting to bring it. constantly working the curve. That ridge is now going to start to rear its head, so I'm just really doing a vicious compression. Okay, just on that point. And again, if the rib doesn't work, get your fingertips in there, even the heel. See, look, just get that heel in there, readdress the angle. Be a bit cautious because the clay's getting tired, and if it's a white clay, it can really start to move out if you're not careful. Foul. I'm going to shape the rim with a chamois. So I'm going to go in, compress. Whoop, that was a bigger chamois. Ooh, hello. See a lovely little soft finger rim. Fantastic. Peter, can I borrow your little green rim? This is the mini version of the green. Yeah, how cute is that? Really lovely. Got a wonderful little point. That's nice. Again, you've got to have these devices that react to the glazes. So I'm just layering that in. Whoa. There we go. Put a little bit of ridge that I'm not keen on there. But yeah, it's not bad actually, it's not bad. Just gonna wet that chamois. That's wonderful. You're in danger at this point of it collapsing. So you really got to be a bit cautious. Constantly rechecking the profile. Quite straight, quite flared. Let's clean that up. So look, pop, check the level, you see, front and back. Quite. I'm going to be chewing over that one for about 10 minutes. But do you see what your concerns are when you're forming and shaping? That's, I think, the point that I'm trying to make.
Well, that's leaving quite a lot that goes to the
It is, look, you see the thickness, but you see it's quite low in the middle. It's got a little tip, you know, you need a decent wide foot on the plate. I mean, I've got some pots made by, I can't say the name, a lot of these plates.
Would you be wiring it through, sorry, would you be wiring it through normally?
I probably would, yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm so used to not wiring through, catching me out. Yes, I would wire the flat there. Fine wire, wired through this thing, rotated as you pull through.
Yeah.
But if the foot's too narrow, A, you've got to support the shape in the kiln so it doesn't distort. And B, from a practical note, if you're cutting into your sausages, you don't need a plate to start pinning your Sp's or B's up on the table. And I've got some really nice plates for my potters that literally, the foot aesthetically is narrow, but actually you cut, it just tilts. And you've got to have a bit of function on it. Plates are a devil. Okay? If you ever said, oh, do you do commissions of plates? Just look at the potter's face. It's just like,
They're going to be expensive.
alright? And the reason for that is they do warp, they do distort, they're a lot of clay. They take up a heck of a room in the kiln. Yeah, when you think about stilt orientation without firing things in sectors, they're an absolute devil. Yeah, and of course, because it's a very functional item, you don't want to spend a lot of money for it. So, you know, you don't want to pay more than, say, 45, 50 quid for a plate. But I'm not going to make it for that. I'd rather, you know, the time and the room that it takes up in the kiln, I ought to be charging more like 80, 85. And this is the problem, it's the production conundrum with functional work. It's a really difficult one. I don't have a lot of answers to it. Someone that makes tea bowls, because if I put a handle on it, it cheapens it. You don't want to pay more than 25 quid for a mug. 25, 35. Okay, if it's a really good mug, yeah, 50 quid, you know. But, you know, whereas prices for tea bowls, you go up a bit.
I paid 40 for a decent
Fashion,
handle.
isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's going right nowadays. And that sounds, I love tea bowls, I love handles. I love form over function. I'll talk to you about that. Anyways, I'm going to start again. Let's have a look at 2 on 1. And let's pop that in there.
I'm not going to be throwing 2 kilos of clay. It's not happening.
Well, because I was thinking yesterday, you won't get my bloody kiln.
Well, I get to the point where I'm making a lot of work nowadays, and when I start saving these, I get a bit frustrated about mashing things up all the time. I'll just chuck these in the boat, boot to the van, and I'll turn
I'd
these.
rather make a smaller, really good
It's
one.
quite nice to finish bits off. It's with me when I do a bit of stoneware work. I've got so much work to make.
So with the one you've just done, is it the kind of lip inside that you're not happy with? Is it?
The lid goes the rig to switch area.
So why didn't you work it out? And if you did,
It was getting very
It's gonna
soft.
collapse.
If I'd started to work it, it was going to move it, and it would have flopped. Okay? Now, this then becomes an argument for you could scrunch it up, stick it through the plug nut, waste all your wedging, your working time, or I could literally spend 10 seconds with the kidney and turn the ridge out. Spooky thought, isn't it?
You can turn that ridge out. Right.
It's very easy. So if it takes me, okay, let's be fair, 30 seconds to turn it out,
Yeah.
versus scrapping it and trying to throw another 6 perfectly.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you should turn the inside of pots. I'm saying you should throw the pot
As well as
aiming to finish as much as you can on the wheel. You should do that. And the inside finish, as I've shown you, is better. It's better. It's a better service quality. It's a better target to aim for. It's what you should be aiming for. But it seems a little silly not to correct something which is simply remedied, doesn't it? That's what you've got to weigh up. I've got to think of this. My porcelain, some of my porcelains can cost 20, 50 quid a bag. Porcelain is not easily recyclable. Right? It's not. Even if I had stainless steel piece of paper costing £6,500, there's an issue of slating the porcelain down in a clean environment that spiders and woodlice don't fall into the porcelain. Honestly, they explode green. In the kiln, little woodlice up the top, where little fellas climbed into play. Anyway, right, so it's not easy reclaiming the porcelain. So what I'm saying is that porcelain is a value if I have to purchase it, and I make a plate. I'm aiming to get it good, and I'm pretty good nowadays, I've got to say. But if every one out of say 4, maybe, how's that? That's just take it a bit far. Just got a little ridge. I'm gonna leave it out when I turn it.
Yeah, is that something that only you would really notice, a purchaser wouldn't particularly notice?
No, but it's more about the ethos of
Yeah.
throwing. Okay. I think Chris Keenan decided it's part of the leech police. All right. This is an ethos. Okay? And I get very annoyed with people in pottery that say it's got to be done a certain way. Because the beauty of what we do with pottery is it can be done in any way you want.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful for that. And I'm a huge fan. And I'm getting so excited.
if everything is done the same way, you can divide it.
Exactly.
And yes,
Precisely.
and it's sometimes, you know, if I've sold something, you know, and I've like really not been certain about it, and somebody's come up and like, I really like that quite slightly wonky pot. It's got character to it. And again, you know, if you
But
want something
it took me a while to get my head around that in the beginning. I wanted everything to be perfect. And the guy who was teaching me at the time said, no, the beauty of it is it's handmade. It's
Yes.
not all to be perfect.
Exactly.
It's studio pottery.
Exactly. This is the point. There's an element, and this is why I choose to hate mugs and make tea mugs, because I love tea mugs. Anyway, but it's also the teapot argument. Just quickly, if we were to look at making a teapot, and we were to put the entire design brief on the table, what has to happen for it to be the most optimally functional teapot, you'd actually end up with something pretty damn similar. You know, with the teapot, distance, spout, the optimal width, to get the steam pouring out, the tilt, everything. You could over-engineer, and then they all kind of look the same. It's a real shame. You know, it's a real shame. Anyway, I'm really going off on one. I need to talk to you about what you're here to learn. Right, okay. This has to be rounded into a teardrop shape, okay? Now this technique is what I do anything over 3 kilos, okay? Right, I am not somebody that's going to put an entire bag of clay on the wheel. Yeah, and do that. I ain't going to do that, okay? because I am not a machine. I have to look after myself on what I can physically do with the clay. So when I'm throwing 6K pots, 9K pots, what I'm going on, I add the clay as I'm doing now in multiples. Okay? So it allows you to manage what you're wedging up and weighing up, and it allows you to efficiently put it to the wheel. Okay? Without straining yourself and feel like you've just been to the gym.
So I watched too many videos of a guy on Instagram called Tortoise.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he does these extraordinary results, and it's brilliant. Just, you know, he's quite good at it.
Yeah.
Have you seen many of the videos of the Richford pottery?
Yeah, I think so. And he does these, they're non-functional stuff, huge things like that, and he's just there, just kind of going, like that, you think.
Yeah.
I've looked that one up.
Yeah, TORTUS. They're quite addictive videos, but they're not good for this on.
This is the problem with social media. You know.
So what weight is this?
This is 2 kilos, per plastic one. Again, yeah, there's a lot of. I can remember it through the years. Did you throw it in one? How big was that? How much was the weight? Did you throw it in one? You don't have to. That's the point. Okay? And actually, you're in more control doing it this way. And actually, pots, you're better off making it in sections than going for a giant bag of clay, because you throw each section more efficiently. The walls are better sufficient, then you join it and throw it together. Sadly, we won't be covering joining pots today, but it is one of the things that you can do. Actually, if you want to get into joining multiple sections of ceramics, the best pottery book out there for that is Mick Cassidy, Crafted Potter. Michael Cassidy's gone, right? He's dead. Okay? He's one of the reasons I got into pottery. Lovely, lovely man. You know, in the old 60s programme, we're all smoking pipes.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, so Michael. Anyway, just put Crafted Potter into eBay, Michael Cassidy. You'll see it's a BBC publication, right? I can honestly say that book covers more than any pottery books that I've seen today. And it's well worth picking up a copy. And I'm sorry, I'll get on. Right, okay. Now the trick with this is to dome it off. Do you see? Yeah, nice simple dome. Right? So the next one that you put on I should have done this to start with. You should get your clay prepped into a lovely. There we go. See, shaping that one. Teardrop. Okay. Now look, you can do this with any weight. These could be 500. These could be 1 kilo bits. Whatever you feel is sensible for you and the clay that you're using. It's totally up to you. I just so happen to be doing this with 2 kilo bits. Like I said, I tend to do it with 3. So look, because that, look, sits on the top, and the first thing you do with it is you throw down. So you grip it and you push, there we go, and you throw it down onto the clay. Twist on that one. Again, not very well wedged. Normally they're a lot easier. But anyway, there we go, and that allows for a much more efficient way of adding the weight of clay. So that's now 4 kilos. Do you see? Can you see the advantage of centering? Yeah? It's a little bit there because the clay is a bit uneven. It's in a bit of draft. But and then I can put another bit on. I can flatten that out, flatten the dome out again.
So you're not getting them all the way back up again?
Shouldn't have to. If the clay's nicely wedged and you've got that domed up, look, then that's nice and smoothing. Adding and smoothing it, adding and smoothing it. And you can build that up to the required you need, and then it's sent. Let's go for. I mean, what should we do? It's still big balls. We'll do a curved stitch. Again, you can do the technique with the big ball and drop it into the shape. But to get those lovely shallow curves, it's good to show because you need a lot of support, and it's also very much about the weight. You see how strong that is? Yeah, it's all wonderful. That's Fantastic. And now you can go in with the fingertips, really drop.
So what thickness will you be dropping down to in the second?
Again, over an inch this time, inch and a half perhaps. Again, it depends on size.
So there's a lot of weight in the base of these.
There is a lot of weight. A lot of the clay goes into the base. Absolutely. But again, I mean, what you need to do, I mean, you've got to think about the properties of the clay, the stoneware clay, particularly as it's been fired, how it supports itself. Look, guys, we're used to wonderful industrially made pottery that is incredibly clever, and the science behind it is amazing. And actually, we're used to very light, thin, simple china. But when we go to a handmade, there has to be a little bit of generosity in there. Okay, you can make things very thin, bloody hard. Okay, there's a lot of issues and problems. But ultimately, when you're talking about classic stoneware, there has to be a little bit of weight in there. Okay, it is a heavy problem. Once you start making things too thin and lean, it doesn't. You've got to have a balance. Pots don't have to be heavy; they have to have a nice balance. Does that make sense? Yeah, you can have a pot that's bottom heavy because there's too much clay in its base. Can you see what I'm doing? You see? Just working the curve, nice and compressed. Now this is a bit of a combination, so we're going to wet that, tuck in, claw, lift. Lovely. Very, very. Can you see the advantage of the claw?
Yeah.
We looked at it with a 600 gram bowl, we're now looking at a 4 kilo bowl. It is such a strong grip. I mean, it's what you would use if you were doing pull-ups or hanging from a ledge for your dear life. You'd be gripping on with the claw grip, wouldn't you? Easy, you're not going to forget that. Now, we're working on the wall, gathering it up. Wonderful. And again, we can start the tapering, do you see? Gathering up, bringing out a little bit. See how I'm just leaning over to the right now? Yeah? Just bringing them out. So just leading it, working on that inside curve. Now, at this stage, I'm probably going to switch to, I just want to really get a deep impression in there. So I'm going to switch to quite a deep rib. That's lovely. Fab. That's nice. Getting a lovely curve. Wonderful. You can use one. You can use an oval. Thank you. Rib with that one. Thank you. So now keep the wall coated. Going down. Now look, it's getting large. It's getting wide. Oh, if it goes too wide, too thin, it's going to collapse. Yeah. And you still need to control the shape, control the form. See how, oh look, all of a sudden I made the pot look thin, haven't I? Yeah, just by thinning a little bit. There you go, well chunky that was. Yeah, but again, it's just tapering the centre from the wall, coming in. Wonderful. And now, as I said, we've done most of the hard work. And now we're going to expand this. Just going to do a little bit more. That's nice. Just a little, taper that off a little bit. Just going to bring that out. Look, pop the shape. You see that? Invert the shape. Left hand. Working, popping it out. Often when you're making these, you're quite surprised when you stand back and look. The outside's quite straight.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you think, oh, I can do a little bit more than that. Yeah, it's important you have the mirror. Very important. Okay?
It's quite surprising. You've got a nice round inside. You've got a straight outside.
Yeah, it just means you can just.
Yeah, I get that all the time, and I think, oh, I made straight outside.
Here we go. Here we go. Quite fierce on that, just to pop the curves. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah? And then see? And you keep on pushing it. I got a ridge, I got a ridge, I got a ridge. But I haven't got a ridge because actually you can see the support on the outside should take it.
Gotta go.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I'm thinking. It's so interesting that working in. Yeah. It just means that you don't thin out the top too much, isn't it? You've got to keep that control. And
See the outside shape. If you drop lower and look at the outside shape, you see it's got a bit of a ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to iron that out. And then we want to try and get as much of this finished as possible on the wheel.
So
Now, as a general rule, is it sinking? Lovely, yeah, I'm pushing that ridge out a bit, you see.
I'm just wondering, are you taking the outside ledge out from the inside? Because it's hard.
Trying to.
Yeah,
Because that's
it's
the
hard
rule.
to get.
You should throw the inside shape and the outside will follow. So one
Right.
of those classic old bunches. But you can also get a straight edge on here, do you see? Tuck in and just do a little bit of correction. It's usually worth it, you know, just to tidy that up so there isn't any nasty ridge. But can you see how all of the adjustment here, the little fine adjustment with the fingertips, the compressions, etc., etc. There you go. Oh, that's not that. That's not
lovely.
bad. That's all right. Might have done quite good there. Get in there.
You could have top marks.
You can come again, Joe.
I consider giving up the table. Oh, there it is. Yeah, normally I prefer a fatter bit longer than a sham. There we go. It gives such a pleasant rim. How would I glaze it? Goodness gracious me. As in, what would I glaze it? You know, how would I actually physically glaze it?
I meant what, but that's interesting as well.
You need old oven shelves, right? A big washing up bowl. Yeah, so you can put, there you go. Yeah, you with me? Upside down on the oven rack, rotate it on a bowl, big jug of water poured slowly, a big jug of glaze poured slowly as it rotates, tidy about the washing up bowl, or spray it. I have sprayed it. Okay, so as soon as I get to a certain size piece of work, I'll spray it. It's the only way to get it even. But as I said, I make white porcelain and I've got nowhere to hide.
No.
Okay? What you make is what you get. The kilns do not perform magic. Okay? That me. All right, guys?
Yeah, wonderful.
Come on, let's have that. I think we should have